You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
The opinions of the individuals during this broadcast are their own and may not be the opinions of their group or other organizations they may be involved with. All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
Hello, everyone, and good evening, and welcome to the Pace Radio Show. We're live here at paceradio.net and cbgtv.com. Good evening, Tamara. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Oh, not too bad. I'm really thirsty, and I looked around during the opening, and I thought, geez, I didn't grab my drink.
I make sure.
You got yours, I see.
Always. Because I'm always going to join, and then the dry mouth sometimes comes along with that too, right?
Right.
I always get a candy that I'm kind of chewing on too, because the munchies.
Yeah. Is that new smoothie I saw you post about?
No, this is just a vitamin water, but that's persimmons. It's a fruit from Korea, or from the Asian persuasion, and it's just fruit. There's nothing added. There's nothing in it. It's just, so it's frozen, and you let it kind of thaw, and you squeeze it all together and suck it out of that pouch. And
that pouch, eh?
Yeah, there's really good. But you can't. There's something persimmon too. You have to be careful depending on if you've got any afflictions. You can't eat too much of it, but once in a while is fine. But they're not always the best for everybody either. They're something.
Oh, really? Now, why would that be? Just because not everybody gets along with all the different fruits?
They're really high in some. Here, let me look it up again. There was something that I read because I was trying to figure out, because I was told not to eat too much of it, right? And
right.
there's a reason for that. And now I just right off the top of my head can't remember it, but it's where is it?
Something is. It's there. You're getting there. Are you looking at it?
Yeah, it's got a lot of compounds. It's got astrinogens are from various plants, compounds, proteins, and salvia. It's got salvia, proteins in the salvia.
Oh, salvia. Isn't that something you used to be able to get at the yeah, I remember that stuff years ago.
Dry mouth. So, and then it says, why do you feel weird after when you consume a persimmon? The tannous interaction with the proteins in your saliva cause it to coagulate. This coagulates can cause a dry, sticky feeling in your mouth, similar to the sensation when consuming an unripe banana. Contains a large amount of soluble tannin. That's what it is. It's tannin. That's you have to be careful with, which interact with gastric acids to form a conglomerate of what is harder than phytozoras. So if you've got any issues with your stomach, like we do with Crohn's, colitis, or anything, you want to be careful with this.
Yeah, it sounds like it. That's good. When I heard you talking about the coagulation there going on or something, I'm going, hang on here.
Here's the thing: why shouldn't you eat too many persimmon? Persimmon may cause allergies in some people. Additionally, excessive consumption of persimmon can also lead to intestinal blockage. Stomach-related
folks.
Therefore, it's best to
I think cannabis is dangerous.
Right. So again, I knew that there was something that because I had looked it up because of my colitis. Yeah. Somebody had mentioned if you've got anything like IBS or colitis or something like that, you probably shouldn't eat too many of them, right? So I knew there was something. So so it says not to eat too many of them.
Right, exactly. Well, I can see why.
But it's a fruit.
Well, as they say, moderation, right?
Yeah, of course. Except for cannabis. There's never too much of that.
Yes.
Exactly. When you're having days we're tired, we're bitchy, we're fucking, we're sick, we're chronic. And when you're in chronic pain and you have days like I've had, there's never enough cannabis.
Yeah, I know, eh? And, we're entering that time of year where there's cold, lots of cold, lots of moisture in the air with some snow and rains. And like right now, we're under a freezing rain warning.
Oh.
Yeah.
And see, it's been like that here. We've had the up and down, right? So it's cold, then it's warm, then it's cold, it's raining, sleeting, and then it's like up and down between like, -2 and like 6 degrees. So it's
Yeah.
barometric pressure too when it goes back and forth like that. And like my hips, my hands, and then of course I got my vaccines, so my arms are a bit tougher today.
Right. Right.
But other than that, everything's kind of slow. And I'm
So,
running after, my adult daughter right now, and my other
right.
just started online school, so I didn't get a printer today, and I thought the printer was going to be like $60 to get to the till and get
Oh,
out.
yeah.
I didn't realize why it cost me $400 at Walmart for 3 blankets and a printer. The printer was $150.
Right. So that works out to like $250 for the blankets.
Well, we bought a few other things. Brianna had a bunch
Yeah.
of things, but you know what I mean? Like, it's just like I didn't want to spend $150 on a printer. I wanted to spend $60 on a printer.
Like they're almost disposable now.
Well, I looked at the cartridges of ink because I've got a Canon printer here, right? But it's a few years
Yeah.
old, it's like 2 or 3 years old. And for one ink cartridge, for the 3 ink cartridges that it needs, it would have cost me $130 anyway.
Mhm.
So,
Oh, is that your
I want to
stomach
get
or is that the dog?
it's just Piper. I want to
Oh,
get one of those. You know how you
it
sit
almost
back?
sounded like it almost sounded like someone's stomach was growling.
No, it's this thing whining. I can't see her. So I got myself all blurred out, but yeah, it's just nobody
Yeah.
can see your face, Piper. But yeah, you know that one
You can
they
see
have.
some of them. You can see a bit of them.
Yeah,
Can't
the
really see
shock,
the face.
that shock one that everybody's like, you can get the refill for the ink and it just lasts forever. I wanted to
Right.
get those, but them suckers are $450 or
Well,
$390.
if you only want the newest technology, you're gonna have to pay for it.
Jesus, but I mean, I might have to invest in one of those because if he's going to keep going to school online and needs to print everything off and then scan it,
Oh, can't
that's
just
what.
do can't. Oh, so you can't do it on the computer. Like I'm just thinking, like if it was just saved on the computer, then you just
No,
send it.
all the lesson plans have to be printed off. They have to do the lessons in
Okay.
print, and then the print has to be scanned back to the teacher.
Oh, okay.
So they're
Yeah.
still doing like it's not like he can do everything online on
Mhm.
his keyboard. He still has to print everything out. He still has to do his math longhand on paper, just like he's going to
Right.
school. Hmm. Yeah,
I need a drink.
you go ahead. I can entertain somebody for a minute.
Okay, what I'm going to do? Okay,
Why don't you play that promo we've got?
I got a promo here for the book. See the book, the Bud Break book. I got a promo for this. It's about 25 seconds long. I might be able to get to
Irene,
a fridge
right
and
now,
back.
like, what's the scoop on that book? Because Irene wrote that book, or Kelly and Irene wrote that book. What's going on with that book?
Well, Irene put this book together.
Okay.
Irene's written a few books now, and I don't know if you noticed or not, but on the CBG Facebook page and on the website for CBG TV, there's Bud Breaks, which are reviews of different cannabis strains, and so she assembled some into this book.
Nice.
Plus there's other information in here besides just on the cannabis. There's some information in here on consumption. There's some terpene information. There's cannabinoid information in here as well. So that's volume 1. We're going to put a few different volumes together, and the proceeds from selling this book will help CBG TV with their operating expenses.
Awesome.
So it's available at the CBG TV website, or it is available on Amazon as well.
Perfect. All right, well, let's play that promo then, and you go
Play
get
that.
this.
All right, be right back.
Announcing CBG TV's Bud Break book. Get your copy now. Detailed strain reviews. Every purchase supports the ongoing efforts of CBG TV. Available from Amazon and at cbgtv.com or scan the QR code.
Look at that! I made it back. Fridge isn't far.
That's good. You know that's the thing this morning too. Like I went to like had to take the break and I went and told Brianna something, and by the time I come back, I realized that I had taken too long, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
Oh,
Started like turning the TV down because she was like yapping and on the phone, and I was like,
right,
right?
right.
Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, it's nice to be able to when we're on live
You know,
TV, whatever, live video, whatever, we can pretty much
the old days. In old days, you probably would have called that dead air.
right,
After the commercial break, you weren't there. It would have been dead air. At
right.
least in the video, people can look at your fuzzy
No, I
closet and
had
fuzzy.
actually because I remove myself when I run the commercial, so when it comes back up, just my logo showing. Then I have to add my
Oh,
back after, right? So,
right.
so no, they just see my bright promo. But I realized we got background music too that you can use, right? So
Yes, yes.
like whatever, we got some background music going. It was kind of cool. Like I just kind of been fiddling and farting around with this, but being like I said, trying to get guests and having the wedding that I was hoping for quite a few weeks, right? Yes, but yeah, there's all kinds of them. But yeah,
Yeah,
so I'm trying to getting guests lined up. It's people are busy.
we were busy. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, I gotta
The
fly. That's gonna piss me off.
mm-hmm.
How do you have
Now
flying?
go ahead.
I don't know how I fly. I was gonna fly in my house. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, it's that time of year. They're looking for some heat too, right?
I guess it's gonna hit. It's gonna find raid.
Well, I know that it was cold last night because there was frost this morning.
Mm.
So, alrighty. Blood Break Book, we got that covered. Helps out CBG TV. Oh, I know what we were going to talk about. And that's the fact that in 3 days, which is this Saturday, coming Saturday, is Remembrance Day. And we were talking earlier before the show about veterans and cannabis. And I mentioned that right here on CBG TV, there is the Veterans Action Council, which has a show called The Round Table. And what that is veterans getting together and educating people about cannabis. And they are a super, super advocacy group that walk the halls of Congress down there in order to get things to change. Whether it's when it comes to um, the rep of that area, or whether it is Veterans Affairs.
See, and I was doing some reading on my show this morning because I was touching quite a bit about this and was going through the Veterans Affairs, and we were pretty much all under the misconception the government will only cover 3 grams of cannabis for our veterans. Now that's standard, but if they need more than that, and they can get their doctor to sign a letter stating that they need more than that, Veterans Affairs will cover that too. So they're able to get their medical cannabis covered for them by or by the Canadian government.
Yeah, there's that 3 grams, and like you say, they apply for more grammage, and I believe that can get them up as
Yeah,
high
there's a
as
whole
10.
section on it because the whole
Yeah.
program is broken down. If you go to the Health Canada or go to the website where I was, it was Veteran Affairs website. I believe it was from the government of Canada, and it
Mm.
broke down everything. And basically, they're written into the Cannabis Act as a whole section all on their own. So
Oh,
that being said, that's something that they will always be able to access, which is something they weren't able to do for many years. So because this is for first responders too, there was such a stigma.
yeah, it's all for. And originally it was for the veterans. Now it's for first responders and
Right,
everything. But yeah, at
right,
one time the veterans were getting 10 grams, up to 10 grams a day.
right, and they were
Uh,
meant for them to grow and other things as well. But
yeah.
again, they're still like covered where other patients aren't. Right?
Yeah, exactly. And like I know from talking with these guys from the Veterans Action Council down there in the U.S., they just think that is something that should be done, but is not being done down there, where veterans get access to the medical cannabis. Now I know that we just covered a report on Monday. There was something in there about somebody had signed off on allowing the doctors to talk to veterans about cannabis as
Well,
a
see, the
as
problem
an
is
option,
in the
because
US
they
have a
weren't
federal,
before.
right? Like that's the problem in the States is they don't have a federal program like we do. Like ours
No,
is federal,
I know exactly.
federal medically, right? Where with theirs everything's state by state. Until the
Yeah,
feds actually like legalize one of them, because even federally they don't have medicinal cannabis
no, I
regulation.
know. It's
Everybody's pushing
crazy.
cannabis, so
What they
kind of
just have.
right.
Ohio just voted in last night to accept issue 2, which was the cannabis legalization thing. So that made them the 25th state. Plus, then there was one that's not a state, a district that has it. So basically, they're at the halfway point. They're way over that when it comes to medical. Now they're at the halfway point when it comes to legalization.
Yeah.
They've
Again,
got to be.
the feds in the states just need to fucking put some regulations in federally, just like we did here. Because you can, I mean, as it is, provinces can break things down and change the fucking regulations within each province, right? Like Quebec
Yeah.
has. And you know what's funny? All these cancer studies that I was watching or reading about today are all being done at McGill University in Quebec. And Quebec is doing a lot of research on medical cannabis at the McGill University Hospital. I was shocked because I'm thinking, in Quebec, like where they don't want you even showing a pot leaf on a
Yeah,
t-shirt.
I know.
But
Yeah,
again,
the stuff.
regulations within province to province too.
Yeah.
Right? In the states is completely different because they've got no federal regulation at all.
No, they don't. No, the McGill has studied them in the past. Dr. Mark Ware,
This
he
was
did.
actually May of 2023, and it was a study showing that pain and cancer and how, with 3,000 patients that they had studied, over half of them had found relief within. They
Yeah,
tested them like 3, 6, and 9 months. It was a full year program, and it was Dr. Regalo that did the study along with Dr. Ware at the McGill University, and yeah, they did a 3,000 patient study, and over half of them found relief. So
yeah, and I know that when they did that study, they did a pain study on smoked cannabis, and that was years ago. And there was only like 21 patients or something, but the numbers were high as
yeah,
far as the when it came to the results of it being effective.
pharmaceuticals was noted that a lot of them had decreased their pharmaceuticals by 58%. So
Well,
that yeah, and that
that
like
helps.
for sure,
Yeah, then that helps so many.
right?
Like because I always say it is that as a cannabis patient, the only time I've ever had an opiate prescription is while I've been hospitalized.
I mean,
Other
I've
than that,
but
I
I use
just
it very
yeah, like I use I have my cannabis helps with my pains and all and everything else, but I still have pharmaceutical drugs that I'm on. I've got I'm on a drug that has to be administered through an IV where I sit in a chair for an hour. Before that, it was for 3 hours. So I've gone from a drug that was 3 hours to one that's an hour, and now I'm moving on to another one. And it's something that I just do at home.
lots better.
Yeah, that's better that way. But the thing is yeah, like what's going on? Like I tried it without them. I went a few years without using anything. I was just using cannabis, and in the end, I did get hospitalized, and that's what got me back. They put me back on the drugs, and yeah, I have that option to say yes or no, but
You have to think of
obviously,
your quality of life.
I've survived a lot longer using the medications.
Well, again, you have to think of your own quality of life. Like, is
Yeah,
the cannabis not like I said? It's the same with me. Like, I had to tap. I had to go and get some pharmaceuticals too because my quality of life with cannabis just it wasn't.
well,
I
yeah,
couldn't even go to bed.
it's
Like,
yeah, there's benefits and it helps, but it doesn't mean that it's gonna cure everything.
no,
Like cannabis can help with inflammation, but I smoke 12 joints a day now, and my bowels inflamed. So you know, I'd have to change up my cannabis, maybe find one that maybe has better inflammatory properties. But
I
yeah,
mean, how many do you have to go through, right? And you grow your own, so it's maybe
well, that's
not.
the thing.
You know, you
Yeah.
should be able to just,
Go
you know, like,
grow it for 6 months to find out that isn't effective, right?
right? Exactly. So again, you know, it puts you in a pickle. Like I said, I tried everything. I mean, I was popping can caps
Mm.
with turmeric and who knows what, rubbing everything all over my and heating pads and ice packs and you name it. And once I got the diagnosis for the psoriatic arthritis and I went on the methotrexate, my life just changed. It was like I said, I'm working now. I feel a lot better. I still have flares and I'm still in pain most days. I've got something that's aching or hurting, right? But that's life.
Mhm.
But this year was the first year I was actually approved for disability tax credit, and we're going to go.
Right, right. I seen that. I seen you post about that. You were pretty excited.
So,
That's for sure.
I mean, it's not going to be a windfall by any stretch, but I mean, it'll save us some money in the long run, right? In taxes
Right.
and in the future. So whatever, like I was happy to at least to get the recognition because I don't take any disability payments from the government or any other
Mhm.
parental disabilities. I didn't have a pension or anything. CPP I was turned down because it was too. I wasn't sick enough in 2000.
I was turned down for that too because I hadn't had any surgeries yet,
Yeah, so
and
I was, I wasn't sick enough, kind of thing, right?
yeah, yeah. They said once maybe you have some surgeries and
Well, they
things don't
recognized
go
that I was,
well, then we'll look at it.
but the letter says they recognized that I was disabled. But back in 2008, when I first, we should have applied for this within the 10-year span. My boss didn't contribute any CPP, so that was the farthest he could go back, and there was no contributions that had because I didn't work. I had Haven. I didn't work for 10 years, so I had no CPP contributions for 10 years for them to go back to even relate to see what I would be even eligible for.
Oh yeah,
So it screwed me. So I basically,
no,
yeah,
yeah,
recognized I'm
yeah.
disabled, but they can't
Been
do anything, right?
CPP contributions. Yeah, that's been a while.
Now I have because I've been working since 2020. So now my CPP contributions are back, to where it was. But I mean, I had enough CPP contributions to be eligible, but they just couldn't go back to 2008, which was the 10 years, because I wasn't sick
Right.
enough. I hadn't been sick enough yet.
Yeah. Well, that's what they like. And I've talked to many people. I know some people have got it right away. Depends on their condition, but I know others that haven't got it and they had to apply. Like I had to apply 4 times before I was told, okay, you don't need to apply anymore.
Well, I'll apply when I guess I really absolutely need it. Right now I'm working and I don't mind my little job. It's okay and it's not hurting me. If I ever get to a point where I can't work, I will definitely
Yeah.
reapply for it
Well,
again.
how was the Halloween costume while you were working? I saw you stand the picture of you standing there. How was that received?
Good. Good, because no kids came in, the adults came in, they loved it. It's real outside county. And then Harris was walking around out front with his little Halloween costume trying to catch kids, but there wasn't a lot of kids up that way. We have a really
No.
area that, and it's a real uh rich realtor and he advertises full chocolate bars and a haunted house and so the kids
Oh,
all go,
nice.
yeah. So we have one rich area that the kids all kind of go and get their kids there and the rest of the town doesn't have to worry about it.
Well, I'll tell you, it was different this year for us because we've always lived in town,
Right.
and we're out of town now, and everybody goes into town because you can walk up and down the streets, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So like we didn't get anybody, but the last
Oh,
time we had Halloween before, when we were in town, we had 100 kids or somewhere around there.
Yeah. Well, we had five here, I guess. I was at work, but the kids still like I had the kids carve pumpkins and there was candy here for people to come to the door, and Rihanna and Taven answered the door. So we had
Mhm.
I think, five kids. So we did have like it's not like we had, but last year I had 150 kids. So
Oh,
it's yeah, like I had lots last year, and this year I had hardly any.
so what'd you do? Give away? Did you give away coal last year Halloween, so no one came back this year? Or what?
No, no, no. We gave away the same stuff we gave away this year, and there must have been a few. But mind you, Rihanna's been in the candy bowl. To be fair, Most people, there's not much
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. That was always an issue was the candy bowl.
right?
No
Yeah,
candy bowl this year, so
yeah. Well,
there's no.
I was ahead of the game this year, which normally I'm not. I'm usually running around, the day before Halloween trying to find a pumpkin, and there usually isn't any. Well, this year I was on top of the game, and I went and got pumpkins like 2 weeks before Halloween, and
Yeah.
I left them in my car, so the kids couldn't get at them, or Ellen couldn't get at the candy because it was in the back of the car, so nobody even knew it was there, right? With the pumpkins, and then the day before Halloween, I pulled everything out of the car.
Ah, so you had it hidden in the car so nobody could get into it.
Right. I'm getting smarter as I get older, I guess.
Yeah. Well, you learn from experiences, right?
Right? I'm sick of buying candy and then having to go buy and it was expensive this year. Like a box of 100 candy was like $20. Like
Yeah,
18. It was ridiculous. Like, for these little tiny fucking, and they're only like little, they're smaller, yeah, too. So, yeah, just can't even believe it.
no, chocolate.
Yeah.
Okay. So, as far as the veteran ends of things, it would be nice to see, like, they mentioned that there's the Veteran Action Council down there in the U.S. I don't know of one here in Canada that actually lobbies for cannabis. Like at one time, there was the marijuana for trauma, the clinics, the MFT clinic there that got sold, and they were always out fighting for
Well, I think
veterans.
legalization, like I said, now everybody has determined access, right? But I think a lot of the veterans that want it, they, word of mouth and stuff, most of them, I would think. And like I said, the internet, it's so easy now, like to really, like, all you got to do is punch in, how do I get cannabis licensing in Canada?
Well,
Into Google, and
like
100 pop up, right? Like,
like our guest last week, Sean Poley there.
right. And we've had
Yeah,
previous guests.
just go to his website, right, and click.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, like, like I said, just punch in Canadian cannabis clinics in your province, and 100 of them will come up. So, like, I just kind of shake my head, like, I don't know how anybody would make money doing that business, but okay, consulting for what?
Yeah, not now. Jeez, it used to be. Yeah, at one time it was really hard to find places that were doing it.
Right, but now it's easy because people are doing it, and they've got the LPs, and if they have to, like he said, like, he can't take that license. They have to sign up through him. They have to, like, he'll pay.
Yeah.
He's paying the doctors for the licensing, so it's not costing the people any money, the patient, but the clinic is paying the doctor, and that's why
Yeah.
using their licensed producer. Why Broken Coast will pay for your, through Canada 420 or whatever. Your licensing for them is free as long as you sign up with Broken Coast. The provider then gets, the benefit of that, and then and that's the only provider that you can buy from.
Yeah. Whereas with our sponsor here at Limestone City Hydroponics, they have a signing clinic there, and you're not required to go into any certain LPs, or you can grow your own, or you can go to whatever LP you want to go to. You have choices, options there. Yeah, it's going to cost you.
It's free.
It's not going to cost you at some place. So it depends on what you want to do.
Right. Like I said, those clinics that are online that signing up for LP are usually free because the LPs are paying them, and then you're stuck. But if you want a grow license, there's other places, but you're going to pay.
Yeah, you need to go a different route. Correct. Yeah. We asked him that question last week about the grow licenses and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And he said, and he did comment, well, we are paying for your license, and
so they're not going to give you one.
Yeah, not a grow license. No, you can just for cannabis possession, medical possession.
Yeah, I went through Canada 420 a few years ago, like right after when we had to get MMPR. When we didn't have a choice, it was through that cusp of that period where we had no choice but to get an MMPR kind of thing, right? Because I had whatever. Anyway, I was basically told that if I wanted my grow license, it would cost me $1,850 from them.
No, Jesus.
So with Broken Coast was free. So I signed up for free to get my licensing, but they wouldn't send me a copy. I never got an original copy of my license. I got a little quick whatever piece of thing on my phone that showed that I had my medical licensing. There was no documentation from Health Canada. There was nothing.
So you had to have your phone, or you had no way to prove.
as long as you had your bottle from Broken Coast, because Broken Coast would have your name on the bottle, like a prescription.
Right. Yeah. I remember you were with Broken Coast. I remember that.
Right.
All right. Bottom of the hour. Time for us to take a break. When we return, Tamara and I will continue our talk. This is the Pace Radio Show. We're live here at paceradio.net and cbgtv.com. You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
Cannabis edibles are an effective way to manage pain and other ailments, especially when you deal with your trusted partner, Legacy 420, in Tyendinaga Mohawk territory. You see, we lab test every product on site to ensure proper dosage every time, which is critical when consuming cannabis edibles. All Legacy 420 edibles are made by our classically trained baker and chocolatier, and we also have super tasty vegan options.
Our baker has been in the industry for 25 years. She's also a chocolatier. Everything from savory to sweet, your chocolate bars, brownies, butter tarts, you name it, we make it.
Talk to our knowledgeable Cannatex about our incredible variety available. Give your trusted partners a call. Legacy 420 out on your road.
In February of 2022, the Victoria Cannabis Buyers Club and Ted Smith were fined $6.5 million. This for helping 8,500 patients with access to medical cannabis. In our interview with Ted, he spoke to us about how people can donate to help in an upcoming court challenge. And here is part of that interview. From what I've seen lately, I believe that you've got something that you're trying to do as far as fundraising to deal with this next court challenge.
For now, people can write checks directly to Jack Lloyd Law Corporation or send e-transfers to save the VCBC at gmail.com. I guess those are the two easiest ways for people to help right now.
PACE Radio is the People Advocating Cannabis Education Radio Network.
Limestone City Hydroponics is Kingston, Ontario's hydroponics shop. Take your growing to the next level and create the optimal environment with a tent kit or maximize your yield with an ebb and flow flood table kit. Either way, Limestone City Hydroponics has more sizes and options to fit your needs. Are you looking for the power of the sun that adapts to your budget? Then look no further, as they have professional grow lighting. They have indoor grow systems that are easy and cost effective, with many options to fit your living space and lifestyle. Cultivate your growing potential. We have everything you need to succeed. And if you can't make it to the store, they offer local delivery to the greater Kingston area. Remember, when you're looking for experts to help you grow, then look no further than the locally owned Limestone City Hydroponics, 105 Sunderland Drive in Kingston, Ontario. Call them at 613-548-0420.
Are you a cannabis content creator? Are you looking for a place to have your content seen? If you answer yes to both questions, then you need to check out cbgtv.com. CBG TV, broadcasting to a worldwide audience. Find us at cbgtv.com.
Enjoy the buzz of legalization with Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. From lights to plant nutrients, books, consumption accessories, and more, we've got all your basics to grow or consume cannabis. Visit our info center or take a look at our piercing services and body jewelry, now available in-store through Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford.
We are people advocating cannabis education here at paceradio.net. Hey, welcome back. You're watching the Pace Radio Show, and we're live. And it's just Tamara and I were just having a little session tonight, just sitting around shooting the, I guess you could call it. What's that?
Shooting the breeze.
Shooting the breeze. You got it. That's right. Exactly. Letting everybody know about the Bud Break book.
Yeah.
Check into that. That's for sure. Different strains. Ghost.
Cannabis and veterans, and our appreciation services, and the fact that we've got so many guys that are, and women, people that have been in the forces for decades, and
yes. Now there's something that's been in the news on and off over the last few months, and that happens to do with these uh, lozenges as cannabis extracts. Have you seen any of this stuff in the news?
No,
No.
no, I haven't.
Okay, well, food, beverages, edibles, all that stuff are all limited to 10 milligrams per package.
Right.
Cannabis.
I heard about those actually. Yes, I did. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
okay. And these
Yeah.
are really high milligrams, are they not?
Yeah, the cannabis extracts are allowed 1,000 milligrams per package. So what they were doing was putting in 10 and 10 milligram lozenges in the packages, and it become 100 milligrams per package instead of the 10 milligrams per package. And they were saying they're extracts. And Health Canada says that they're food. And it's consumed. It's put through your mouth. It's eaten just like a beverage is, right? So they say it's food, and so they got their Organigrams got their wrist slapped, and it had to go back to Organigram filed a complaint with judicial review in order to get for them to be forced to look at them again. Apparently, the government had missed a step.
Oh,
Yeah, in the review process. So now Health Canada's come out with a definite no, they're not allowed. So apparently, what's going on now is that people are turning, instead of being able to eat these lozenges to get more higher doses of THC, people are switching over to capsules. Is a capsule, like, sure, you take it in your mouth, but would you consider it food?
you don't chew it.
You don't, yeah, like,
You just swallow it, so it'd be like a beverage.
well, yeah, because they're saying here, and I got an article here. Where is it? They said they have, this guy they're talking to says that they have in the store 10, 50, and 100 capsule bottles with each capsule containing 10 milligrams. So if you get 100 capsule bottle with each
That's 1,000
capsule,
milligrams.
that's 1,000 milligrams.
Yep. You'd have to eat all those pills in one dose to get 1,000 milligrams, though.
You'd have to eat all the capsules.
Yeah. You'd have to.
Swallow all the capsules. I don't know, like, would it, but I don't know. Could you, like, I can't see them considering a capsule to be food. I don't. Let me just take another boot here.
If they put oil in those capsules and they were 10 milligrams, they could make the milligrams per each capsule be 100 milligrams too, and totally.
Yeah. 10 milligrams of THC. Apparently, they've been available for a while now, but
Must be distillant, no? In the capsule?
who thinks of a capsule? Right?
Well, we've been taking caps for years.
Yeah, well, exactly. Well, that's considered medicine.
I mean, exactly. So, what all of a sudden recreational part of taking caps are?
That's the thing. That's what I say too.
Supplement? Like, what is it? Like, is it a vitamin supplement? It's health then? So, how is that even like in a recreational store? It's like the suppositories. What are you doing with that suppository?
Oh, I know.
Party? Like, what are you guys doing with the suppositories at a part, like recreational? What do you?
Well, I said the same thing. Like, hand lotion, all that stuff.
Well, lube, I can see that's kind of recreational,
Right.
I guess. But again, like,
yes,
suppositories,
both ways.
what are you doing with those that are recreational?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
That's why I can't understand how they can be in a recreational store.
But I guess, but again, health and beauty, like, it's still, they have salves, they have topicals. That's under health and beauty, no?
Well, yeah. Well, you can look at it. Why do people put hand lotion on their hands? Because their hands are dry. So they want to make it better. So it's medicine.
Yeah, it is. There's nothing recreational fucking hand lotion. Like, there's no fun in hand lotion. It's something that you require. Like, it doesn't make no sense. It just absolutely makes no sense. Never has.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into those capsules.
Those lozenges, yeah, like, wasn't it Owen Smith that was taking those lozenges and making them into a tea, like melting them with, I think I saw him melting them in hot water or so. But I don't know if it was, but yeah, they were melting them in hot water and then drinking it and getting like severely fucking loaded off this shit.
Oh, really? I don't. Yeah, no,
Lozenges that were out of the record that were out of the store. Yeah, I can't remember where I saw that. I'm pretty sure
I
it was
didn't
on.
know anything about them. I didn't know anything about them till I read them in the news.
Yeah, no, I've heard it. Like I said, that's pretty weird. Where I heard it. Somebody had gotten these
Yeah,
lozenges that were only 10. They were 10 milligrams per in a package, and
yeah,
they
yeah.
and taken 10 of them and put them in a cup of like a cup, and then melted them down with hot water, and then drank them like a tea. So it was 1,000 milligrams in a cup of water that was boiling. Like, I don't know how you'd melt down 10 candies. That's in water. It would take a lot, but
Well,
that's
it would just dissolve in the tea, right?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's 1,000 milligrams of one package, and that's how you would consume it. But yeah, I don't know what the price of them were. I don't know what the cost on that would have been. Like, that's a lot of that's
Yeah.
lozenges, or not. 10 can, but it depends on the size of them too, right? I never saw the size of them.
I can hear the freezing rain on the windows.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
But
I'm just going to a local cannabis store, and I'm going to look up capsules.
we can look them. Do they not have a store online?
What's that?
Do they not have a store online? Does your local store not have a store online?
Yeah, they have their website. Yeah.
Yeah. See, mine does too. You could just look online and see what they've got for capsules. Mine
Yeah,
delivers.
that's it. That's what I'm doing right now.
Perfect. There you go.
I'm just
I wonder if mine does.
caps. Okay, let's see. It says 10 milligram capsule. Oh, well, okay, it says here. With 10 milligrams of THC in every 2-part capsule, with 15 capsule in every bottle. So there you go. There's 150 milligrams
Wow.
THC if you swallow all 10 of those pills.
There's only 10 pills?
There's 15 in this package for $20.
Really?
Yeah. That's that one. What else can I find?
I just went to my local store and punched in capsules into their search engine, and no results are found.
No, none, eh?
No, not that I'm seeing. And this is the store that I buy from. It's got vaporizers, and their edibles look like everything's like candy, but they want like 15 cents. So
the most you can get is 15 capsules. Now there is one with 30 capsules, but it's got no THC in it. So
no THC.
No, yeah, it's just a CBD capsule.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, but yeah, there you go. There you go. You can just go to the store and buy some 10 milligram capsules. Get 15 in a package. There's 150 milligrams of THC.
Yeah, no, these are all like 1.5 milligrams each THC. 13 grams, 2 pieces. Salted caramels, 8.5 milligrams each.
Yeah, that's caramels and things. That'd be all food related.
Right? Like, yeah, there's nothing in here. Beverages, accessories, infused.
Yeah. No, you got no capsules?
There's not tropicals. No. I put capsules in here, and there's no. This is my store in British Columbia. There's nothing.
Nothing there.
No, we've got bath bombs. We've got CBD relief cooling gel. We've got sticks, CBD eye cream.
Here's 10 milligrams. Let me read this package right. Let me make sure I got this right.
Oh, I found them. They do. Gel caps. Yep, I found them. They got them here.
Oh, do they?
35 hybrid glacial gold THC 10 soft gels, 50 pieces, 500 milligrams each.
How many milligrams each?
It says 500 milligrams each, and there's 50 pieces.
Oh, okay. So each capsule is 10 milligrams. It's 50. It's the package is 500 milligrams.
Yeah. Yep. So this
Yeah.
one here too. That one's 300. Yeah, there's nothing that's at 250 milligrams. 100 milligrams each. There's 10 pieces, so that would be 1,000 milligrams right there. And that's for 10 pieces, 100 milligrams each, $8.99.
Yeah. Here's 15 capsules at 10 milligrams per capsule for $18.
81 milligrams each, 30 pieces. CBD soft gels. So here we have CBG and CBD soft gels, which are completely medicinal. And they even have diamonds. Endgame Astro Pink diamonds, 1 gram, $35.99.
I'm looking at the bottle, and on the bottle itself, it says 15 capsules at 10 milligrams a piece.
Yeah. Yeah, so they've definitely got them. And like I said, they $35.99, $39.99.
$18.
Yeah, and this stuff looks like crack. Like seriously, Fant orange cream diamonds. I don't know. That all shit looks like crack to me. Like, oh god.
Yeah.
Resin, sugar wax. Yep, they've got it all. So yeah, looks like you can get capsules that are recreational at
At a higher dose.
Yep. Yeah. Yep.
You know, like I already swallow 10 pills a day, so for me to swallow 10 pills a day isn't out of the ordinary.
But what do they have them under? Category concentrates. So these are classified the
extracts
are under extracts. So that's how they're not under an edible. They're under
extract. Correct.
Why they can put the milligrams at a higher level.
Yeah. It's odd that everybody caught on to these lozenges and all that. But we hadn't heard anything about the capsules as far as being something that people were turning to in order to get higher doses. But
do they have a limit on THC in the flower? There's no limit on the THC levels in the flower, is there?
No, there isn't. No, not on the flower end of things.
So that would mean that there's no THC limits on the extracts either. So the extracts can, put into a capsule, can be whatever.
Yeah. But what's the difference between sucking on a lozenge or swallowing a capsule?
Nothing.
What's the difference between eating a cookie and swallowing a capsule?
Sugar.
Correct.
And labor. What I mean? Flour and all the extra additives, it's not it's the flour and sugar and the molasses. Who knows?
You swallow the capsules. And if you swallow enough of them, you get a buzz. You get a healthy buzz. You're not getting one that's turning you into diabetic because you've swallowed so much candy, sugary type stuff. Right?
You're adding less to the problem.
And you're getting healthier at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because then they think it's it's actually medicine because it's in a capsule.
Yeah, well, it's too bad that they won't.
I mean, it's a vitamin. That would be a vitamin supplement.
Yeah.
How are they classifying that?
Just a capsule. As far as let's see what the write-up had anything to do.
Are capsules considered medicine?
Well, here, there's. Like I said earlier, there's 50 milligrams of CBD in a capsule at a rec store, and the description. Proper dosing, ease of use. Yeah, they don't mention any benefits, which obviously that's against their rules. But yeah, who uses straight up CBD for recreational use? I don't know.
Or CBNs. Like they got the combo pack that I can get. There's CBGs and CBNs. That's not recreational.
I was growing a strain that was 5% THC and 7% CBD, and I had a lot of people that I had done one of those handheld home test type things, and it said it was 24% THC. I had a lot of people wanting cuttings, and then I got tested and confirmed what was on the package, and nobody wanted it anymore. They only had 5% THC in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's what I mean. Like everybody wants to get high, but they don't want to get high, and that's what I think was part of about legalization is us shoving the fact that CBDs won't get you high. That's why we need to legalize. Because
yeah, it's there's benefits to it, but I just don't see how they can classify it as recreational use. It's not. It's not.
It's not. It's just not. And I don't know how they can get it into the stores, but like that's one of the reasons why I quit going to one of the stores here, because I asked about that. And the girl just went off about it. I wish we didn't have to, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, really? Well, you know what? If it wasn't for that medical stuff sitting in that or in that cabinet over there, we wouldn't have a store, lady. So, you know what I mean? Like, bite the hand that feeds you. Like, some of these people just, like, seriously, like, I can't even believe some of the shit that comes out of their mouth.
Yeah. Some of them have lots. And so
it's amazing. Amazing. Oh my god. But no, there's so many stores, but here we're finding that a couple of them are going to end up shutting down because they have no business. There's too many stores, and we've got two of them here that are doing fairly poorly, but they're not making any money anymore. We've got no stock on their shelves. They're barely scraping by paying the rent. So I don't foresee them sticking around too much longer, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's people who are places that are struggling. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. And it's sad to see, but that's why you don't put 12 stores in a radius of 2 blocks of within a 4-mile radius in a town of 20,000 people.
Well, I don't have problems with the free market end of things, and it's the businesses that they're going into it and they're looking for a place for a store. Why would you even think about putting a store in a spot that's already got half a dozen stores?
Right. Makes no sense to me either.
So that's the business. That's the business.
2 stores, like 2 really good stores, one that's government and one or 2 private ones. We got more liquor store or more pot stores and liquor stores. We literally have like 3 liquor stores and we've got 12 pot stores. And those 3 liquor stores seem to maintain every alcoholic. And believe me, there's more people that drink in this town than actually smoke weed.
Yeah.
Ridiculous though. Like, I'm not kidding you. 1, 2, 4 liquor stores in town. Seriously, 4.
4 liquor stores. Wow.
20,000 people, 4 liquor stores, and 12 pot stores, and 300 hair salons.
Oh boy! Everybody works at the salon then.
or a restaurant. We've got fucking drive down this main strip in our town, and that's all it is: fast food restaurants. everywhere, every one of them that you can imagine. Plus, it's all restaurants. That's it. There's 4 hotels and restaurants. It's like
Wow. Yeah.
how anybody
Those
smells.
small businesses are very few.
Oh yeah, downtown we've got quite a few, but I mean,
Yeah.
and it's small, right? And there's not. It's really unsustainable. And here's, I think we had one really cute little chocolate shop here in town. It was locally owned, and then the mall just allowed Purdy's chocolate to come to town. So like that's like what? Like, why
Yeah.
would you allow Purdy's to come in? That's going to take that little chocolate shop out of business.
Well, I said the same thing when I lived in Campbellford. We had a local donut store, and Tim Hortons arrived.
Yeah.
And guess what?
Yep.
The locally owned little bakery has
Yeah.
back to back wins as Canada's sweetest bakery.
And we don't even have a bakery in town. We've got Gold Creek Market does some baking up there, and where I was working, I get Barb's, but they really had cut back on the baking end of things too. She was going into catering. Then we had Cobb's, and it was a franchise, but then they've pulled out now too. And I don't know the backstory as to why, but that's it. We don't have a bakery in town. We have one butcher, one meat butcher. That's it. We have one mall, one mall, a Canadian Tire and a Winners. That's it. And
that's it.
Between, right? Yeah. And not any even good ones.
Yeah. So I wonder if there's anything else out there like the capsules. That's
like I said, it's supposed.
I think I'm gonna have to look into that. I'm gonna make myself a note.
Yeah, because like I said, that's like there's topicals, right? They've got concentrates. There's topicals. So that's all.
Yeah, I'm not gonna consume topical.
No, but they've got it in the stores. So how is that recreational?
Oh yeah, they got it in the stores.
So here we again, if here we're looking at the fact that there's medicinal and recreational, and we've always looked at bath bombs and CBD relief cooling gels and CBD relief sticks and CBD capsules as medicinal, right? Yet they're selling the recreational market. And that's where the line is drawn. And then again, when you take, like I've said several times, when you take Serve It Right in British Columbia, there's a very strong line drawn between giving medical advice and it's recreational. And if anybody asks for medical advice, you are not to say anything because you're not a medical practitioner, right? But yet you've got capsules and topicals and all kinds of medical product in the store.
Yeah. I know a store that's got a section that says wellness.
Then why are those people that are in that store selling that stuff not be given some sort of education?
It says wellness on that. That says medicinal products.
I'm sure even Shoppers Drug Mart sells those, sends those girls to some beauty, something.
Yeah.
They have to sell, the cosmetics behind the counter, right? Like.
Well, hey, you can buy infused. You can go to the store and buy infused facial cream. All right. So, what are you doing? You and your friends doing this Friday? You're gonna sit around and put on some facial cream and.
We're gonna go leave our faces. Like.
I don't know. Okay, just so you know, we got a comment here. We were talking there about the little towns and big businesses coming in, and what effect it can have on them. She says that Jeanette says that big money is buying everything and killing anything it cannot buy. And in that process, there was another franchise. It was a coffee donut store that was in town. The one is a bakery donut shop, just mainly a bakery, and then the other one was a coffee and donut store. And when Timmy's came in, the coffee donut store, it died, gone, just like Jeanette says. Yeah. But the little bakery, it survived. They every Saturday morning the lineup is down the street, around the corner, and down the street.
Well, I think more and more people, like since COVID and stuff, have gone back to the local feel kind of thing. Kind of supporting the local area because. But then again, like they're all screaming, "Oh, 15-minute cities, blah." You're the ones that are making it that way because you don't want to leave your area because you're too afraid to walk out past the end of your nose.
All right, time for us to take a break. Oh, look at that. I got the wrong lines up. There we go. Off we go. When we return, Tamara and I will continue our conversation. But before we get to the break, you're going to hear or see the Bud Break promo one more time.
Announcing CBGTV's Bud Break book. Get your copy now. Detailed strain reviews. Every purchase supports the ongoing efforts of CBGTV. Available from Amazon and at cbgtv.com or scan the QR code.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network here at paceradio.net.
When you have a pain that's reached its peak, Legacy for 20, it's so unique. If organic cannabis is what you seek, here's your trusted partner 7 days a week. Suppository salves, vapes and drops, topicals, edibles, infused pop. Just when life seems like it ain't easy, at Legacy 420, enjoy a pop freezy. Lab tested products, make them the GOAT. Legacy 420 out on your road. Legacy 420 in Tyndonega Mohawk territory. Indigenous organic cannabis at its finest.
Let's share Pace everywhere. That way it can help create peace. People everywhere advocating cannabis education.
Are you looking to get your medical cannabis grow license? Limestone City Hydroponics can help patients through the process of obtaining their license to grow medical cannabis. What's that? You don't have a doctor. If you meet the medical criteria, Limestone City Hydroponics has a nurse practitioner who can assess and provide medical cannabis prescriptions. What are you waiting for? Contact Limestone City Hydroponics at limestonecityhydroponics.ca or call them at 613-548-0420.
Enjoy the buzz of legalization with Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. From lights to plant nutrients, books, consumption accessories, and more, we've got all your basics to grow or consume cannabis. Visit our info center or take a look at our piercing services and body jewelry, now available in-store through Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford.
Pace Radio is the people advocating cannabis education radio network.
Limestone City Hydroponics is Kingston, Ontario's hydroponics shop. Take your growing to the next level and create the optimal environment with a tent kit or maximize your yield with an ebb and flow flood table kit. Either way, Limestone City Hydroponics has more sizes and options to fit your needs. Are you looking for the power of the sun that adapts to your budget? Then look no further, as they have professional grow lighting. They have indoor grow systems that are easy and cost effective, with many options to fit your living space and lifestyle. Cultivate your growing potential. We have everything you need to succeed. And if you can't make it to the store, they offer local delivery to the greater Kingston area. Remember, when you're looking for experts to help you grow, then look no further than the locally owned Limestone City Hydroponics, 105 Sunderland Drive in Kingston, Ontario. Call them at 613-548-0420. We are people advocating cannabis education here at paceradio.net. Hey, welcome back, and thanks for tuning in the program. Go ahead, Tamara.
I said Jeanette's got another comment there where she's
that's right.
Yes, that was my first job in Alberta. Was country style donuts in Oxford, Alberta, in 1985 or 86.
So I was gonna. She mentions country style. I used to work there, so I started wondering. Geez, does she live in Does she live in the Campbellford area?
I know,
But
that was my
I know
first.
I know the one that I was talking about, referring to, the one that closed up. It was called Mr. C's.
Mm. We had a Spud Nuts in Lethbridge.
As far as I know, it was a franchise. As far as I know, it was a franchise thing. All right. And the dog wants out, but Gail's gonna get him.
Hi, Gail.
Hello.
She says hello.
She hasn't been home the last few times. Or she's been sleeping or stop. Now
The dog's at the top of the stairs looking straight down at me. And they're going, I want outside.
And then these guys heard Gail go hello, so now they're up barking and yaping because they heard.
Yeah. But she's really she's a dog that likes to have conversations with you.
Oh yeah, Shepherd. Yep, they are very vocal. Yeah, Chica was like that too. For sure. Well, I've got that big long head, but we don't bring him into the bedroom because the other dogs are in here. But I've got that great big dog.
Right.
He's an awesome dog.
Earlier we were talking about the veterans and how they weren't allowed to talk about cannabis with their doctors and stuff like that. And I mentioned that there was a bill that was before the Senate, or it was passed or something about that to change things. And I found it, but it isn't law yet. It's making its It's making its way through the system, but on its last, the last time it was put to a vote, it was 28-0 in favor of moving it on. So that's good, and that will. They say here the bill also supports much needed funding to improve medical care and housing for nation's veterans. Okay. Yeah. Doctors at the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs will be able to recommend medical cannabis for the patients in states where it's legal. Only in the states where it's legal. So that'll create veterans who want to use cannabis to have to be uprooted from their home, and that they would have to move to a state where it's legal. That's sort of like with patients. When kids, a lot of parents, they took the kids to different states and they called them, was it cannabis orphans or something like that? They had, yeah.
Well, yeah, because they had pretty much, like I said, it's difficult because then they couldn't bring medicine back and forth, and if you cross state lines and district lines, and there were some districts within each state that decided to opt out, and then did, and if you cross the that district line with a different sheriff, you get busted with the weed, and it's crazy down there.
I know that like in the past with them, it's sort of been looked at. I'm gonna say over the last, I don't know, 8 years, 10 years maybe, as a state let the state make the decision.
Yeah.
Instead of the federal government allow the state to make their own decision. But it does mess things up when it comes to the federal end of things. As they know, the 280E, the banking situation,
Well, their banking situation is so different than ours too, because
it pulls every other country involved in it too that's connected to them.
I find it awfully funny that our producers are over in other countries producing cannabis for other countries under their own corporation. Well, I mean, like Tweed and Tilray, they're over in Australia,
Oh, I got in other countries, yeah.
In other countries under their branding here, and it's okay for them to import and export, but it's not okay for us to ever take cannabis.
No, we don't have a commercial.
I find that really odd because that's going on. Too.
Yeah. Well, I know that years ago that Marco had some problems. He brought in some seeds, and he didn't have there was the thing to do with an import and export license for them. Yeah. So, but and then with the legal end, that's what they've got now, is they get those licenses and they go to different countries. So
yeah, and like God forbid we do that. Like, I could fly
no.
back from Ontario with cannabis on the plane. It was like, oh, what a concept, right?
You can mail your 30 grams across the country.
Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
I know, and like, give 30 grams and that, but they want you to put it in a stink-proof envelope. It's like, no, just flag it. Here's a big, envelope of weed. It's never going to get.
I wonder what's in that package.
Yeah, nothing like saying, "Here, steal me."
Well, basically, yeah.
That's how I say it. Steal me. I've got weed in me. Like, fuck. No. I appreciate the fact
put it in a stink-proof bag, and then it won't go missing.
Right? Put it in a box with vacuum sealed. Like, no.
Vacuum. Yeah, exactly.
I'm not buying your $10 envelope for it to get stolen. Sorry.
Stolen. Yeah. Yeah. Well, there are bags you can buy that are sealed. That seal things, and then the vacuum seal. And
and that's the thing, like all these old school things that we've done for decades, right? And now all of a sudden, it's new, and we've got all this stuff, and I'm like,
well, I've got a controversial post on my wall right now.
Do tell.
It was a memory that came up on Facebook. Memories come up every day.
Yep.
And this was a memory from the 2012 Treating Yourself Expo. So I put a comment on there, and I said that basically, just paraphrase it,
right.
That last year at the Left Expo, I was told that the Left Expo was the first expo ever held in Toronto for marijuana.
That's a lie.
Oh yeah, well those are the comments, and like people were saying that they were there, had the best times. Those expos should come back, and the comments about the corporate end and only recognizing what they recognize into legalization and not recognizing the work of the people before.
No, people don't care. They don't recognize nothing. I mean, not that any of us, I think, we're looking for recognition in the long run anyways. But the fact of the matter that these people come in that have got big bucks and big thoughts and big ideas, and they think that they're reinventing the wheel, and you got to sit back going, dude, we've already done this 600 fucking times before you. Like, jabs and all these, bright things. Okay, you're putting them in a fancy package, and you're putting, it's like putting lipstick on a pig. We've already done this. Like, and kudos to them to think that they're going to go and try and make money off something that we've already done. How about it?
I sent them some videos from the Treating Yourself Expo, and said that this is the Treating Yourself Expo. Medical cannabis ran at the Metro Toronto Convention Center, same building as you're in.
I recall being in
from 2010 to 2013. It was there.
Yeah.
And they were surprised.
Oh.
Really quite surprised about all the consumption that they were seeing on the floor. And those videos would have been from within the vapor lounge, because their vapor lounges are either non-existent or completely different. They're more like an Apple store and trying to promote vaporizers to you. Whereas when we had at the TY Expo, there was different vaporizer companies in there, but people were able to use them. Like I had the Verdamper that came up in a memory the other day.
Me too. Me and Dana were smoking on that Verdamper, and fuck, the first year I was there, it was rank. I was like, holy crap. Yeah. And then we could smoke joints on the back patio too. Like we were able to smoke our doobies out on the back patio of the convention center.
That was the best.
Right? So again, like it's not the first time this has been done. It's like reinventing a wheel, but they all want to take credit for what the fucking that they've done and we've done. Who, you know what? Get over yourselves. They're was cannabis expos, in Calgary and stuff too, and lift expos, and they were all, hemp expos and all.
Yeah.
We were the first. No, you're not.
No. There's a whole life before. Like, I was doing cannabis education on the radio in 2008. 10 years before cannabis was even legalized,
Right.
and 6 years before it was even 5 years before it was even brought up from a
Ones like
politician.
Debbie Skiffin and Allison Murden and
Mhm.
Alan
Yeah.
and Teresa that were doing it from 1998, getting their Section 56 and fighting in courts for that. Like, there's people before me and you, and and you have to.
Yeah.
Like all these people from there's no recognition of you.
I always make sure that when possible to recognize those that came before us.
Absolutely, because that's that's
and knowing that we were speaking out in order to get more people, not only to educate them, but also to get them to speak up and make voices louder.
Yeah, absolutely, because that's the way
And it's still getting louder. It's just things have changed a little bit. Before it was the patients that were doing it all. Now it's got the lobbying is coming from a lot of the the business and the rec end of things for changes.
Yeah, but they want to change things in not a great way, and I don't think that's good for any of the small companies that are still trying to make their way through legalization, because they want to take them out. And that's what they're for, right? And I think that's a tough road for a lot of these small micro. They don't like the micros.
Well, they're taking the business away. The micros are it's that small batch growth.
Mm-hmm.
Not these massive industrial. Is that an infused lollipop you got there? No. Okay. It's not these large factory produced products. It's the small ones where people used to ask me at when we're doing the TY events and stuff. They would ask me, what's the difference between medical cannabis and recreational cannabis? And I would say one is grown for love, and the other one is grown for money.
Yeah. Well, I bought the last one I bought some. I wanted to go in, so I asked what was good, and I bought. It was called Woody Nelson. So it was okay, and that stuff tasted eradicated. And then I went in and got taste the eradication. You can taste it's got no terpene. It's just bland, right? And then I went in and got some other stuff that's the sour diesel from a small crafting company, and you can tell it's not eradicated. So to me, the difference between that small micro being able to go straight to the store too, and not having to go to that step through the LBD and into, right, makes a huge difference on your terpenes and your flavor and the quality of the cannabis. So again, the Woody Nelson, I'll give it a big.
You didn't like it, eh? Now, was it the Woody Nelson, Woody Harrelson? Woody Nelson. So it's
Woody
Nelson
and
Woody Harrelson,
right?
So it's been.
I thought I had kept the package because it's a green package and it says. I thought I had kept that. I was sure I had. Anyway, it's because I wanted to keep it to show you, but I must have gotten tossed somewhere along the way. Anyways, and then this other stuff is from Cyprus, and it's a small microcraft, right? And it's sour diesel. And that's my favorite strain. So
is it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think I got that cleaned out. That's clean things. All right. Yeah. Okay. That's done. What are we down to? We're down to like minutes.
Last 10 minutes or so.
If that. Yeah.
Yeah, you can definitely taste the eradication, and that's something. Yeah, it was disappointing to say the least, and it was expensive. It was $154 for the ounce plus tax, so it was almost a $200 ounce, and it tasted like crap.
Oh.
So it's expensive on top of it.
Oh, well, hey, go spend $18 and swallow a bottle of pills, capsules, and get 150 milligrams.
No, I'm good. I'm good too. Yeah. I take enough drugs.
For years, the government was talking about, getting people off of pills and stuff like that. And now they're selling pills for people to get high on at a recreational store.
People demanded it because they had to get access, even though it was not under the medicinal banner. They knew that they would have to bring those products to market at some point when they were introduced the edibles, which was the medicinal side. No matter how you slice it, because edibles aren't really recreational either. Like,
well, I don't know. For years, there's always been brownies at the parties.
I guess, but
right? It's like smoking. People say it's recreational, and some people say it's medicinal.
I think it's all medicinal, but
but capsules are something that you look at as being medicine.
Absolutely. And like I said, same with the suppositories and all other like topicals,
facial creams,
and any, like I said, CBDs. Okay, straight up, CBDs are medical. You don't get high off CBD. Why do you need it then? If it's not recreational, if you're not getting high, what do you need CBD for not to get high? Isn't
like, well, I guess, yeah, because they say, they use the phrase recreational drug.
Euphoric compared to alcohol, like euphoric impairment.
Yeah.
CBD doesn't give you any impairment because you don't get any euphoria from it. But yet you want to put it under the same category as alcoholism as an impairment and as having some sort of liability. Yet,
yeah, I know, man. Well, other than that, we should wrap things up. Let the next show get started on the CBG end of things, so I don't get any
overlap
reminder notices. All right, you got anything else you want to say before we go?
No, I think just want to thank every first responder and military personnel that's out there for your service for the last 150 years of our existence, and acknowledge that I live on Tanaha Arkham land, and everybody can have a good night.
All righty, sounds good. All right, other than that, see you all next week. Who knows, maybe by then I'll have myself a package of capsules and do a little experiment over the weekend.
Pound them suckers back and see what happens.
See what happens. That's right. Okay, thank yous go to our sponsors, legacy420.com, the Campbellford Lifestyle Shop, Limestone City Hydroponics.ca, plus a big thank yous to everybody who's tuning in to the video or to the audio, depends on where you are. Other than that, thank you and good night. And here's one more reminder about the Bud Break book.
Announcing CBGTV's Bud Break book. Get your copy now. Detailed strain reviews. Every purchase supports the ongoing efforts of CBGTV. Available from Amazon and at cbgtv.com or scan the QR code. The opinions of the individuals during this broadcast are their own, and may not be the opinions of their group or other organizations they may be involved with. All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
You're listening to the Pace Radio Network, here at paceradio.net.